We want to hear from you. Who is Gustavo?
So Gustavo is a Brazilian guy. So I would like to share that I'm live here in São Paulo, and I'm a computer engineer by grade. So I've always been in touch with technology, and almost 10 years now I'm working with fraud prevention, and I've been working in many different markets and players here in Brazil, in Latin America. So this is pretty much myself. I'm a tech guy that's trying to avoid fraud all around the world.
Wow, nice. Thank you, Gustavo. The second question is, why are you interested in the analysis and detection of financial crimes?
Actually, here in Brazil, we've been suffering with fraud for a long time, and yeah, we have some sort of the knowledge and this behavior of on our society of being fraudulent and trying to take advantage for different people. So during my work in tech, I've been in touch with this technology trying to avoid fraud, and I was really interested on trying to understand and to prevent that in order to do something good in the world, in the society. So my major interest on analysis and fraud prevention is trying to understand and prevent the way that fraudsters are gonna do something in order to make a better society. You know, this is mainly my goal here.
Okay. So, Gustavo, what do you think, or what are the main challenges that companies face in the fight against fraud?
I think that 2 years ago, for example, companies were focused on transaction approval, and now they are facing a different challenge which is related to transaction authentication. So we're not longer looking for the limit, the credit limit, or the total amount of a claim. We're trying to understand and define if the person who is applying for that or making that transaction is the real person. It is not the fraudulent or the fraudster. So I do think that the major challenge for now in actually for the next 5 or 10 years is going to be authentication, because we've shifted for biometrics authentication, and the technology is trying to actually to not solve that problem so far. It is not solving that well. Once you have deepfake, you have synthetic identity. Fraudster are getting new ways to actually have a turnaround on authentication. So basically, this is for me and for the Brazilian reality the major challenge for now and for the next 5 years. You know.
Yes, I agree. Gustavo, and what do you think about the anti-fraud culture? And what do you suggest to create an anti-fraud culture in companies and society?
Actually, I think that an anti-fraud culture is something that we need as an expert, we need to share. We need to share knowledge. People are always, every single day, suffering with fraud without knowing that there is fraud, there is fraudster, there are ways that you can prevent fraud. So I do think that once you start to share information, once you start to teach people what is a fraud, and we are facing this in Brazil. The biggest news the news program here on television is always sharing information from banking, for insurance companies, for all around the world on how fraudsters are actually doing something or how they are operating the fraudulent behavior. And I think that having an anti-fraud culture is something that we need to teach in schools, in graduation courses, all around the world, in order to people understand that this is not only a tech problem or a financial problem. It is a social problem in a major view. You know, so I do think that sharing knowledge is the key way to have a strong anti-fraud culture.
Yes, thank you, Gustavo. And the last question. What do you think is the importance of joining a global anti-fraud alliance?
Well, fraudsters, they are professional, and once they are organized as financial crime organizations, they are always trying to have the best use of the same modus operandi, you know? So the same fraudulent behavior will be applied in Colombia, in Brazil, in Argentina, and all around the world, because they are always trying to get as much money as possible until they face some sort of a wall, some sort of a protection. So once you guys have the idea of a global anti-fraud alliance, I do think that we could share our experience, our suffers, our pains, our current pains, and actually take advantage of people who has faced this problem and actually solved this problem before, or even thinking about different cultures, different ways that your card holder acts, your policy holder acts, in order to share the culture, the behavior, the knowledge, and the success cases that you have in your country. We could have a stronger way and a stronger anti-fraud, a global anti-fraud alliance. So this is basically what I think about the initiative, and why I decided to collaborate, because I'm sure that we can share information from Brazil, but I'm more sure that I can get information from all around the globe and implement here locally.
Yes, Gustavo, thank you again for your time and joining this alliance. I am sure that we will have very good results. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir, for the invitation once more. It is my pleasure and my honor to be part here. Thank you.